Right, you join me fishing Shingle Street today. I have left my mics at home, so I don't really know if you can hear me. Probably not the greatest first impression for a video, but here we are. Today's date is Sunday the 11th. Fishing up to high with the Colchester Sea Anglers. Little club match going on. Lovely day, as you can probably see. But no fish yet. I've been fishing for about an hour. Nothing, no bites to speak of. A couple of the other lads have had small bites, but as far as I know, nothing's been caught yet. Started at 9, so yeah, just over an hour. But we're in the sun. Baits with me today, I have peelers, sand eels, a couple of rats of blacks, squid, half a pound of rag, and some bluey. So I'll try and make do with that. I was going to get some live lug, but considering the weather, it's a bit too sunny. Didn't really want to go breaking me back digging lug for no reason. I'll show you the rigs that I'm using today. Nothing overly fancy. Oh, this one's a bit tangled. Just trying to keep them out of the sun so they're not all clipped up. Just a 3-hook dip down. This one's been baited with bluey and squid. Yeah, little squid and bluey wraps, size 2 hook, and a very vast super mat. That's rod A, if you would like. And rod B is just very simple 3-hook boom. 5-ounce grip lead. It's not overly rough today. There is a bit of a wind, but it's not anything too major. Rods are sitting nice, so not too worried. This one, gonna be the next cast. Half a little crab each on the bottom 2. Bit of black, tipped with a bit of squid, with a top hook. Like I said, nothing's really working today, so not really overly hopeful. It's a bit too sunny, so we'll just have to see how it goes. Rigs completely untouched. now we wait. The gent next to me has just had a small ray and a small sole, sorry. So, fingers crossed, I'll start moving in a bit with the tide. I was hoping it was going to colour up a bit in the water, but it's still pretty clear. What I'll do is I'll show you how I make up my little baits, my squid and bluey baits. Now the way I do it isn't necessarily the best way. It's the way I find it works. I know a couple of people do use it the similar way to what I do. So I'll show you that now. Right, you'll have to excuse the camera angle. I'm just trying all this out for the first time, so see if I can show you. So in my cool box, got pre-cut little sections of bluey. Actually, it doesn't have to be bluey, it can be sand eel, whatever bait you want really. I'm just using fish baits for this example and what I'm using today. Take a piece of squid and just cut it into little strips. Once you've got your strips done, got a little baiting needle, just thread the section of bluey on, like a little kebab. Do a couple of turns of elastic just round one end, doesn't be a lot, just so I can hold it in one hand and it doesn't all unravel and fall apart. Then take my strip of squid and lay that up against my bluey. I try and lay it on the meat side just to protect it a little bit more. Lay it on top and then just go along. And turn it into a little sausage. Now if you've got a little bit at the end, you can either cut that off if you want it a little bit slimmer, or just fold it back over on itself. I'm going to cut it off, just that's how I want them today. Snap your elastic off, pull it off, and then cut the tag end off as such. And there you are, a little squid and bluey wrap. Now you can pre-make these. I don't tend to do it at home because I like them fresh, but before the match starts and during the match if it's a little bit slow, I'll just whip up a few, put them back in the cool box, and they're then ready to get out. And literally all I'll do, if I can find my rig, which I don't know where my rig has got for this one, might be hanging up, no it's not hanging up. It's somewhere, put it down in, I'll find it, and then I'll show you how I bait it up. Right, this is going to be a bit of a Blue Peter moment for you. It's the one we done just a minute ago, and I've also done two more that I prepared earlier. So all I'll do is take my hook and I'll thread it on just like a worm. Pull the hook through and just pull the elastic over the eye of the hook just like that, and then I've got a little stop bead there because these are clipped down, so I just pull that down to it, and that's me rig done there. And super simple, all you have to do is just, once you've made them up, just go along, find the end you want, and just hook them on like a worm. Just makes life a little bit quicker, and because you're not binding the elastic on top of the hook to the bait, sort of thing you have to do with a bigger bait, you can almost slide the bait back out of these. so when you're obviously doing the matches and stuff, it's just a little bit quicker. Don't have to sit and faff and get the scissors out, cut the elastic off, and all that. There we are, 3. And ready to clip it all down, hang it up on the tripod, and away we go. Oh, this is how I bait up my second rig, my boom rig. This one's going to be just blacks and squid. So all I'll do is I'll take the hook, hook it through the black at the top. Now you can thread these up the line, but I don't tend to bother. And then I'll just twist the hook round and hook it in, round and hook it in, just so it's almost twisting the worm on itself. I just find it stays together a little bit better there. And then once you've got sort of covered your hook, cut the bottom piece off. So that can get used for your next one. And then I'll just take a little section of squid that I'll cut out one of the strips, and I'll just hook it through once, hook it through again. Make sure there's loads of hook points showing. That looks massive in the camera, but it's really not. Sort of half the width of my pinky. And yeah, repeat that on this occasion. And carry on not catching any fish. Right, set up for today. Got the Millionaire Super Tune mags and a pair of Century fire blades. Just this wind, didn't really want to go anything too light. And they're all fairly sensitive, so hopefully there is something knocking about and I can at least hand a card in, even if it's only got one fish on it. Not a blank. Well, it's no record breaker, but we are off the mark. If it doesn't splash the life out of me. Little fullback. Lovely little fish. Give a cracking bite for the size. Thought it was a monster on it on your way in, but little fawny. So go get her measured up. Yeah, go get her measured up, and see you in a bit. Well, that gave a cracking bite. I thought that was going to be a lot bigger than what that was. That one went 28 centimetres, so 24 points. Half decent way to get on the board, even though I am 2.5 hours in. But it's not a blank. I've had a ray, so hopefully now that tide is the way it is, might have another one at least, preferably a bit bigger one. But yeah, just on straight rag, no squid, didn't have any blue wraps on it. That was just a 3 clip down, 3 sections of ragworm. Just put as far as I could put it really, and well, 5 minutes and rod nearly lifted up out the breast. Must be a groove from wherever I hooked into it on the seabed, because it must have dragged the whole way in. I thought it was about 30 pounds, but they are better than nothing. Slack line. Something. Yeah. See if I can do this without getting spiked or wet. There we go. Lovely little bass. Perfect for a match, just on squid and rag. Well, distance, as far as I can get anyway. So, lovely angry little bass. I'll get her measured, get her back. That was nice to see. I even got the bite on camera. Don't know how good it came out, but it was aimed that way at the rods anyway. That was just on rag and squid. 37 centimetres for 51 points. Puts me on 75, so hopefully get a couple more. Still just under 2 hours left. Well, I suppose after that, let's start making up some more squid and rag baits. What I'm doing here, taking a. This one's a little bit smaller. I've got some absolute monsters in here. Oh. Had some monsters. But the smaller ones work fine, to be fair. Sort of just getting about that much on the needle and just doubling it over. Couple of whips of elastic. Oh, I haven't got any squid sliced up. Oh, suppose better do that now. Just take a couple of slices off, chuck them in the pot. You can also use the heads. But I find the heads sometimes make it a little bit too thick for what I want anyway at the moment. I'm trying to keep a tea towel on my legs because the sun is so hot, burning me leg. Right, I'm going to get back to my rag, loose off, and then same as ours doing the bluey and stuff, played on. Just bound up. This is a bit of a longer one, to be fair, so what I'll do is that's probably enough for 2 baits at the moment. Maybe just over, so you might have a little bit of waste on this one, but I'll just sort of cut it down to about there. And that's one bait, and then yeah, rinse and repeat. The thicker worms, I'm cutting them into sections, sort of get it roughly to the length that I want, about that long. Take the scissors and just snip that tail end off. Try and not get ragworm all over my face. And then same again, just wrap. Should have another rig out ready really, but I'm using 3 at the moment over 2 rods because the bites aren't exactly thick and fast, so get these baits made up and hopefully can have another fish or 2 before the match is done. But it's a lovely day. There's a few other fish being caught. Lads down in front of me as such along the beach. They know of at least one ray that's been caught. The gent behind me, he's had a sole, and unfortunately he had a ray, but it was on somebody else's crack off rig, but he didn't count that one, just more for the sport really. So yeah, right, they're all done. That last one was a little bit ropey, but some of this ragworm's not the greatest in all fairness, but for the short notice that I had, it'll have to do. Cut that one down. So when I cut these down, to find the length that I want, I just have to go back over it with a little bit of elastic at that end. You're cutting the original elastic that you put on, so it tends to want to all just undo, which is obviously no good, because then it will just fall off. So literally back on the needle, a little bit of elastic, and you're done. Last one. There we are, all baited up, 3 hooks, ready to get clipped down, and hopefully another fish or 2. So, fingers crossed. I'm starting to suffer now from me poor choice of shelter placement. The sun's right above me now and it's beaming right in. It's so hot. I think I'm getting burnt to a crisp. But could be worse, could be raining. Not caught. I've caught 2 fish. Report come down from the end. One of the lads, he's on 240 points, I believe. It's 5 bass. One at 47 centimetres. And a ray. So he's 4 fish in front of me. And his biggest fish. So there's still time. Hour and a half. See if we can pull it out of the bag. I doubt it, but we'll give it a good go. Well, it's the last half hour now, 25 minutes even. Haven't had no more. As you can probably tell, because I'd have brought you back. I'll have a final cast now before tidy up. I've got a little bit of ragworm left. Even though it's probably not the best now because It wasn't the best to start off with, and now it's got a bit warm, it's gone a bit soupy. But got a couple left in here. Thread those on. Yeah, lines are literally just going straight out there. Yeah, out that way. Sorry about that. Lady just wanted to get the dog down to the sea, but didn't want to get stuck in me lines, so don't blame her on a day like today. It's so hot. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, last 20-25 minutes. You know, rebait this one with the last bit of ragworm. Send it out. Leave that out there until obviously final cast. Till I have to reel in from final cast. Yeah. It's been a nice day. Well, I keep going on about it, but there hasn't been a lot of nice days recently. It seems to go hot and then it will go freezing cold again. But I'm going to send this one out, and I'll come back to you when I'm done, when I'm back in the dam, and let you know how I went. Well, that's the end of that. Didn't have any more fish. I only ended up with the bass and the little thornback, even though they're all welcome. Just nowhere close enough points to get anywhere. But I've been fishing. I've been out. It's been a lovely day. I burnt the absolute living heck out of my legs. They're going to be sore tomorrow or later on when I get in the bath. But yeah, that was Shingle Street. It's a nice place to fish. I never really do any well here. Some people do, some people don't. I guess it's just how you end up fishing it, I suppose. But yeah, good day all in all. So on my way home now, and I'll see you all next time.